coming off the mat after I lost in the round of 12 was tough. Just because, like I said, my goal was to be a four-time national champ, four-time. When I lost the first match I lost, I think I lost to Greg Jones first that year, and actually it was Travis Frick from Lehigh. I knew I couldn't be a national champ, and then I automatically reset my goal. Four-time All-American right away, three-time national champ. The next best thing. And so walking off the mat, it was sort of, it was tough. I really believed that I could be an All-American that year, and then when I wasn't, I think it motivated me to do everything I could to make sure it happened the next year. It's never fun losing an All-American round. That's a tough round. It's a really emotional round of wrestling. If anyone's ever, anyone that's ever been to the NCAA tournament knows that round that's where you see some of the best matches. I mean, everybody comes to scrap in the round of 12. Mm-hmm. So it was painful in a way, but I think it was also motivating for the rest of my career. I remember that match. I never forgot it. I was one match away from All-American as a freshman, up 3 weight classes. It gave me the confidence. If I didn't believe it before, I believed it. The next year that I'm just as good as these guys, and I'm really close to what I want. And I worked on everything I could that summer and tried to fix my flaws in my technique. Try to outwork everybody in the country at the weight class. Yeah, I guess it did change my mentality on things for sure. Sophomore year going in the NCAA, I was still light. At the NCAA's, I weighed in at 172, and I remember that because at weigh-ins, the referee that was doing the 184-pound line looked at me and said, "You're in the wrong line." Once I got on the scales, I weighed 172. He goes, "174 is right there." And I said, No, I'm an 84-pounder. And I remember him saying, shook his head and just said, "Good luck." And I was thinking, thanks for the load of confidence on that. Even though I wasn't 184 pounds, I wasn't a big 84. I was more experienced. I felt like I wasn't making the same freshman mistakes that I was making the year before. I was a little bit more consistent, and felt pretty confident.
What did it feel like when you did? You won a match to become an All-American for the first time.
It was good. It was a good feeling. I remember I was having lunch before the All-American round that year, and I was actually having lunch with Mike Ironman, and I remember him telling me, 8 guys are going to All-American at your weight. Like, why not you? And I think it hit me right there at lunch. I was like, yeah, one match, I don't want to do this again, losing this round and not All-American and almost All-American again. And I think that just that conversation at lunch, it's funny how people influence you, but that conversation at lunch, it kind of changed my attitude going into the All-American round. Mm-hmm. I had Roger Kish, and I didn't care what the rankings said at that point. I wasn't going to lose that match. Mm-hmm. So I remember feeling pretty confident going into that match. And I've been in that round 4 times, lost twice, and won twice. And I think really the difference in that round is not being reserved, not holding back at all. Because you can approach that round in 2 ways. You can go in there trying not to make a mistake. Like, you can know that you're better and go in there and just try not to make a mistake. And usually you lose doing that. Mm-hmm. And I found that you go into that round, just having fun, just wrestling, getting back to the reason that you joined the sport, the reason that you fell in love with it in the first place, just whatever it was. Like, for me, it was just competitive. I like beating people,
mm-hmm.
So just going out there and letting things happen, just wrestling to your fullest and letting loose and not worrying about making a mistake. You get taken down, that's all right. You get up and get a takedown, right? And now you're winning. So I think it's really the mentality that you have going into that round that usually decides whether you win or lose in that round. That's not a time to be reserved. That's not a time to hold back.